Okay, I'm making crock pot Shitsoup. What is Shitsoup? Just what it says. Low carb, and it makes you go, go, go. This is what I eat when I want to lose weight. It's very filling, it's delicious, and it's healthy, and it's low carb. So, yesterday I bought a pot roast. Boneless chuck pot roast. Now you can use sirloin, you can use filet, you can use whatever you want for your beef. But I got the cheapest meat yesterday, $3.49 a pound. The last time I made it, which was about a week and a half ago, I used sirloin tips because they were $4.99 a pound. I think they're trying to get rid of beef right now because of all the freezing cold weather in the Midwest. So they're making it cheap. So anyway, I'm not going to use this whole thing. No, not the whole thing. Probably going to use half of it. So I'm going to cut it up now in pieces. It's going to be crock pot, so that's all I mean. I'm not going to make huge ones because I still got some in the refrigerator from last week. But I always like to have a good supply of this on hand. Okay, so I'm going to take the fat out of here. Get rid of the little thing, strings there. Okay. And cut it up, and I feel like a butcher. Yes, I'm the butcher. Not really, but okay. And you can either cook it ahead of time in a pressure cooker or cook it ahead of time in a my daughter just made one today. She just told me she made hers, and she let the meat cook for 7 hours in pieces and then took the fat out of it. Well, I'm going to take some of the fat out of it before I cut it up. There we go. Okay, so let's start cutting the meat up. And I'm going to throw it in my crock pot. Okay. Cut them in little pieces, bite-sized pieces. Throw them in a crock pot. Good. Okay. Yeah, little pieces. Of course, as they cook, they're going to fall apart more. The longer you cook it, the more it's going to fall apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add about this much of a chunk, get rid of some of the fat, and then I'm going to add a packet of Lipton onion soup mix. So throw it in there with probably 2 cups of water and put the crock pot on high. So I'm going to continue cutting this up until I'm done with the meat. Okay, the meat is cut up now. I left some of the fat on because I like a little fat in there. And it's good if you have meat that has little fat running through it, because that way it's going to be tender and sweet because of the fat running through it. You don't want lean, red meat. It will make a tough soup. So this is good. Now I'm going to put a packet of Lipton onion soup mix in here. Like that. And a couple cups of water. I've got my coffee cup here. I can do that. Okay. My coffee cup. Right there. 1. Couple cups of water. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it on high on my crock pot. I'm going to cover my crock pot. There's the cover. Good. Right cover. I can't believe. Much better. It's a clean top now. Okay. Now I'm going to turn that on to high. Cook mode, high. Okay, I'm going to put it on high and just let that thing cook for... let's stir this around here. There we go. And let it cook on high for, probably an hour and see what happens. And while that meat is cooking down, getting up to probably about an hour on high on my crock pot, I'm going to cut up my vegetables. Okay, these are the vegetables I'm using. Yellow squash, green squash, celery, onion, red pepper, clove of garlic. And I'll just, when my meat gets tender enough, then I will throw in those vegetables along with spicy V8. Spicy hot V8. Okay? This will help break down the meat also as it cooks. And I also put in probably a couple of shots of Worcestershire sauce and a couple heaping tablespoons of horseradish, my favorite. And that's all you do for this. So I'm gonna stand here and cut the vegetables up and throw them in my bowl, so when they're ready to dump in the crock pot, I'll dump it in, and then I'll cook it in the crock pot for maybe 2 hours until it comes down to a thick sauce. And it will look kind of like, this is leftover soup. It's gonna look like, it's gonna end up looking like this. Oh, this is so delicious. Oh, it's so good. So this has everything there in it, and it looks like this when it's done. Oh, I put some lentils in there too, but you don't need to put lentils. But without the lentils, there's the vegetables in there. Okay? And the beef, minus the lentils. My husband wanted the lentils, wanted something other than, so I put them in. Lentils aren't bad if you want to throw lentils in. They're not too high in carbs either. Start cutting them up. Okay. So, I still don't like using a cutting board. My hands are better, I think. Cut them up into whatever size chunks you want. Slit up the middle. Yes, I have an apron on. My ladies, my apron, my chicken apron. My ladies singing group that I work with gave me an apron for my birthday. And I thought, okay, I can save some shirts because otherwise I wipe my hands on my shirts constantly. And thank you, ladies. Greatly appreciated. Now when you see me, I won't have stains all over my shirts. Oh, I'll have to get new shirts then. They're all stained up already. So you can put whatever size peppers you want. No big deal. They don't have to be perfect. It's just cut them up. Just cut them up. Garlic. Now garlic, quarter it, little pieces. There you go. Down there. Quick, easy. So what if they're not the same size? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Whatever size chunks you want to find in your mouth, that's the size you make them. You don't want that much squash, don't add that much squash. You can add cauliflower, you can add broccoli, you can add green beans. You can add spinach, you can add kale. I might add some kale too this time to thicken it up. Oh, it's thick enough, but I do love my kale. Well, when something else is on it. Okay, there's that. Green squash, right up the middle. Quartering it, much easier to do it this way. Takes so little time. Now if you have a pressure cooker, you can pressure cooker your meat first. And that tenderizes it immediately. Then you can go right to adding all the vegetables in with it. But I know most of you don't have a pressure cooker. My crock pot is pressure cooker and crock pot, so I put it on crock pot right now. Okay. Oops. And onion. How much onion? This is a nice big sweet onion. Since I use the Lipton onion soup mix, which is a good flavoring to begin with, then you got the V8 juice flavoring. You don't really need a lot of onion here. Oh, onion, there we go. So there's all the vegetables done. Isn't that quick and easy? You betcha. You betcha. Okay, so, nice. So, it's not even up to temperature yet. Okay, slow. I think I might pressure cooker it myself and then come back and throw it together because I'm very impatient. I don't like to wait that long. So here. Okay, the meat looks like it's cooked. Pretty much cooked. I don't know how tender it is. It's not really tender. The smaller pieces you cut, the tender it'll be. It's not quite tender yet, see? It's still rubbery. But that's okay. It's going to get better as you let it sit and cook more. So now to this, I'm adding the rest of the V8 juice. It's about a half a bottle. So here we go. I'm going to add the V8 juice. Okay. Then I'm going to add Worcestershire sauce. A couple shots of that. 2 or 3. If you like it spicy, it depends on you. And next is the horseradish. Horseradish. Love horseradish. Now some people don't like horseradish, but I do. So I'm going to put a huge tablespoon in there. And I'm going to put a little more in because I like it zippity, zippity, zippity. Okay. So there's my spices. I'll stir it up now a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to add my vegetables in there. The vegetables that I cut up. Okay. Now I'm going to just keep it on high, the crock pot on high. It comes to a boil. Probably keep it on that for like an hour, and then turn it down to low, medium for probably about 2 hours. And I'll keep checking it and see how it looks. And we'll come back in a while and see how it looks. But there is my Shitsoup, low carb. Okay, the soup is done. This is absolutely beautiful. It's 10 minutes to 6. I don't know when I started this. Maybe 2 o'clock. So there it is, beautiful right there. Gorgeous soup. It's almost like a stew, a thick stew. Smells great, and there it is. Shitsoup, and absolutely low carb. Let's see how tender the beef is. Oh my, look at that, falls right apart. Right apart. Delicious. Oh, what a great flavor. And that will be a couple days worth of good eating.